The following is a presentation of the Retro Network.
Welcome back to another episode of the Thrift Store Horde. Jason over here. We've got Adam here.
Ahoy!
We've got Kevin here. I don't know where to point, but
Forever.
We're all here. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I hope you had a chance to watch the first two episodes. It's been really fun sharing the thrift store experience with these guys, and we've got some fun stuff coming up today. We've got some stuff that we've found recently and thought we would get into maybe one part, if it's possible, just one part of our collection to kind of show off what we've gone bananas over, you know. But I'll go ahead and who wants to go first? Something new you found recently, maybe? Kevin?
I can go.
Or you want to go? Okay, go ahead, Adam.
This will be quick. So obviously, well known, very into VHS. We've talked about this in the previous episodes. And every once in a while, you find something special. And to me, this was something special because when Kevin was on Wizards recently, we talked about Hercules, The Legendary Journeys, and Xena. Well, I was able to pick up the Xena trilogy. So that's it. These 3 episodes that introduced Xena, they were all part of a set. So they were all together at the Goodwill. So I was very excited to see. I mean, I think it's on Tubi now. You can watch everything. But to me, you know, the fact that they decided to put them out as a set back in the day, that was special. So here we are.
It's funny they didn't come in like a sleeve or something, you know.
Yeah.
You would think, right? Yeah.
Right,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, who knows? Maybe it did at first too. Maybe there were 2 different versions of it. I have, God knows where it is right now, but I have a WWF VHS set that all 3 VHSs were sold separately, but I got it in the little slipcase thing too.
Oh, okay.
So they have individual barcodes and the slipcase barcode on it.
Cool. Well, what'd you find recently there, Kevin?
All right, I got 2 things right here. One is an update from the last one, and one is a new find. So last time, previously on, I had that Conan Marvel one.
Uh-huh.
And I mentioned like, oh, it was such a shock because it was Conan. You see that Conan one, you would have assumed it was all text. And I mentioned there were other ones. So I dug and dug to find one of the other ones I knew I had in my collection. So I found my Thor one.
Nice,
Hey.
nice.
What I didn't realize is a lot of them are numbered. The Conan one was as well. So they were assuming it was series, which I mean, a lot of these like paperback things were at the time. Like there would be numbers for Star Trek, I think. Those like, you know, the however many books in the series or whatever. The only thing for this is it will go back and forth between your regular comic format, and then depending on the panel layout, you got to switch it.
Yeah.
Oh.
It just,
Interesting.
yeah, it just kind of depends on how the story progresses, I guess, what would be best for it. So it's all Stan Lee and Jack Kirby stuff, and this one is 1966.
Nice.
So I was thrilled to find that because I mean, like, I'm sure these all got trashed. I'm sure it was just like kids put in back pocket, you know, ruining them. So I thought it was pretty good shape. But for a newer one, and a lot's going on for it right now, and time of recording tonight, not when this goes live, but time of recording, I'm curious where they're going to go next. But is a 50 card NXT trading card set.
Oh.
That was
So-
at a thrift store?
This was at a thrift store.
Wow,
in the
already.
case and everything.
Oh, wow.
So 50 cards and the case was $3. I've seen these cases go for $3, you know? So I was like, oh, it's like it's got the booth tag on it still.
Yeah.
Nice.
I might keep it on. But I mean, like, I don't know how. I know we all talk wrestling a little bit, but let's be honest, there's the 3 of us that are super obsessed with it on the show. I may have talked to them last night. Can't imagine why. Stay tuned. But it had Adam Cole on top, longtime champion. As of recording this, still with the company, but there's rumors. And then it has people that I'm like, okay, I don't remember who Jordan Miles is. And I watch this stuff all the time. So I don't have a clue. People that are no longer with the company because it's a little bit older, someone that I don't talk to anymore. That's a long story that we've made reference to. Female American Ninja Warrior, Casey Catanzaro, who's now part of NXT. And she does gymnastic moves like off the ropes and everything. It's pretty cool. But I was just thrilled to find it. A lot of these people are gone. Here's a guy that plays Nakamura to the ring now. That's all he does now. But I mean, for me to find all of this, a little mini set for it for that price, yeah, of course I was going to get it.
That's great. Yeah.
So happy about it.
Yeah, I'd see a little bit of trading cards, but rarely I would find something like that. I mean, usually it's a shoebox full of just random baseball cards. There is one thrift store I visit where they'll put them in little baggies and hang them on the wall for $2, you know, and it's just random baseball cards.
Side tangent. Sorry. Have either of you seen a store chain called Real Deals?
No.
Okay. From what I can understand, it's a store like a closeout store, like a TJ Maxx, like an Ollie's, whatever. But everything they're getting is closeout stuff that they could sell for $1. So they're getting super cheap stuff to even start with. But I've gone into one and found, okay, randomly we have 10 boxes of like 1992 Donruss baseball cards.
Wow.
Like, where were they sitting all this time?
Right.
Who had them? But they'll just show up and it'll be like, oh, 2 packs for $1. And every so often, like twice a year, there'll be something really interesting like that. And it's dirt cheap. So of course you're going to get some. I was cashing out one day and it said, we have adult comics, please inquire. And I was like, out of curiosity, what do you mean adult comics?
Asking for a friend.
Perfect. And it was, and Adam might correct me, it was Peter Baggy 8-Ball.
Oh, okay.
And they had like a stack of them. And it was all the same issue. So clearly it's some sort of publisher overrun or whatever. I'm like, where did whoever owned the store even find this? And decided I need to buy this. And I guess, yeah, of course I got one. But they just get the weirdest stuff in. So if you ever see one and think, I don't know, it's just another dollar store, it's worth
Real Deals. Okay.
Yep, it's worth popping in just to see if you see something weird.
And I will tell you just real quick, the luckiest I've ever gotten with trading cards at a thrift store was I found a sealed box of the WCW cards from the early 90s.
Oh, wow.
So I have a full set and I have a million doubles. So if anybody needs to complete your set, I will send them to you. So many.
That's great.
I think Treat's got that same one. And last that we all hung out, we were just opening random packs to see who was in it.
Because I got it for like $2. It's just like, whatever. They don't care.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, I got a Sting card. I got another Sting card. I have another Sting card. There's like 10 cards per main eventer, and it's just different poses.
Yeah.
That's funny.
How about you, Jason? What did you find recently?
Well, just bouncing off too, at Ollie's. Y'all have Ollie's bargain outlet in your area?
One just opened in my town, and I need to get rid of some clutter before I'm allowed to go.
I mean, that's a great place for comics. But I have found random weird stuff like that. I found 2 full cases of Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me cards. Actually, it was a trading card game. 1990, whatever it was when it came out. Just tucked back in a corner. I think it was like $3, and I bought a case and I was giving them out. Found randomly the you know how they do the muscle figures Super 7 does in different Masters Universe, whatever. Mm-hmm. I found the Street Sharks muscle figures there just randomly, and I was never into the show. I think I ended up giving them away, but Ollie's sometimes I find stuff like that as well that's just kind of random and it's been collecting dust somewhere and they finally decide to put it out, you know. Anyway, a little update right above me. There's my Stranger Things puzzle that I put together and glued and framed right next to my my Matt Tracker poster there.
Wow,
so
awesome. That was fast work there.
Yeah, I knocked it out in like one sitting. I was motivated, I guess, to do that. But anyway, I did do that. It was a pretty fun experience. It's just a matter of finding one that you can find a good frame for. I'm looking for ones for those Waldo puzzles that I got, and it's 11.5 by 17, and most of the poster frames are like 11 by 17. So I might have to like shave off some of the side or figure something out, or just stick it on there no matter what. But anyway, I've been having a pretty good luck with some books, so I'm gonna just throw out some books that I've found recently, mainly like old comic strip books. There's one, What's Next, Charlie Brown. This is back in the, I think, 60s, 1956.
Whoa.
So old books like that that are the comic strip. This one was very fun. Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?
Cool.
And this is a comic strip book. So this was 70, I think 72-ish, 76.
I'm shocked there's no coloring in it.
Yeah, and they're just straight black and white on the inside. How about Where in Space is Carmen Sandiego? And inside, this is from a Goodwill, they've got trading cards that you could have torn out. Luckily, whoever bought the book left them in there for me. Okay, here's a fun junior novelization, I suppose. Honey, I Blew Up the Kid.
Nice.
And
That's an
that one's got
interesting
some really
format
nice
there,
color
yeah.
photos in that one. I do enjoy that. And then I have found some good luck with Star Wars kids books from back in the day. And I had, let's see, which is the one that I got. I think it was, this is the one that I did have.
I have
Watch
that.
Join the Fight.
Oh.
I don't know if I still
And
do. Yep.
At Goodwill, I found
Oh, come on.
hardcover
Library edition.
of the same one, and it's got the library
Yeah.
card in
So
there to check out.
At my local library where I used to live before I moved, they had a Return to Oz storybook that was that, right? And I found it, and they kept doing like, friends of the bookstore, they were clearing a lot of stuff out. So I kept waiting for it to show up. And then one day, I went back to the bookshelf because I was just like, can you guys just let me buy this? But it was gone. Like,
Oh, no.
somebody checked it out, never brought it back. I don't know. And I was like, man, I wanted that book.
Well, that was all in one, pretty much one haul to Goodwill. I've got another little haul from last weekend that I'll save, but I'll kick it back over to Adam. What else you got?
Yeah, so I was sticking with books. That's about all I've been finding recently outside of those Xena tapes. And so I got a really cool one, the Back to the Future storybook.
Oh, no.
So
That
I
is
found
nice.
this at a used bookstore for like $15 and I passed on it because I'm like, no, I'm going to find it someday. And I did. Sometimes it is a waiting game on this stuff,
yes.
right? But yeah, so it's a great looking book, just photos from the movie.
Now, is that vintage 80s or is that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is 80s. This is, what does it say here?
85?
Yeah, this is October 85. So
Nice. Oh,
is-
man. I'd love to have that.
And then in keeping with the Spielberg universe, the same trip found the ET
Nice.
storybook. So
Look at that
I'm sure a
cover.
million
Yo.
people have this one, but still fun. And then the last one here is the Cabbage Patch Kids Xavier's Fantastic Discovery, the origin of the Cabbage Patch Kids. I have one of these books. It's, they had a whole series of them. You can see on the back that was like the Great Bicycle Race, and that's what I had as a
Ooh,
kid.
yeah.
And I read that one a lot. I read that to my daughter at bedtime. But it was fun to find another one in the series. So,
I've seen those pop up from time to time and just have never collected them. But yeah, I know they're out
Yeah.
there.
and they had story cassettes that went with them, which was nice too.
Cool.
So, all right, that's all I got there.
What else, Kevin?
All right, I got one more for a technically thrifting find, and then I got a stack for our discussed off-air theme. So it's not quite a thrift store find, but I'll tell the story here. Now, because of certain shows, like Adam's Wizards podcast, and I have friends on another network, I would say not competing network, but on another network. But my friends for Long Box Heroes podcast, one of their Patreon shows is they go through previews 30 years ago. So they're going through the giant comic previews catalog and like, here's what was coming out then, here's what never showed up, here's what we never heard about. It's a lot of fun. So thanks to these podcasts now, one of my things is I want to know more about history of comics, stuff that, isn't obvious ones. We could talk about like Death of Superman all day long, but what about here's this random book from a dollar bin? What the hell is this? Who made it? What's their story and all? I know Adam has seen stuff in Wizards that never happened. Here's this project announced and crickets. George Romero was supposed to do a comic for Marvel back in like 83. That's just forgotten to time now. Like there's all sorts of cool stuff. So my local comic store posted on their Facebook page, hey, there's a dumpster outside. We're not moving. We're just clearing out stuff from our back room because we want to have a gaming area. Ooh. Okay, cool. And I zoom in on the picture. I'm like, previews, comics buyer's guide. Like I'm seeing all this stuff. So I immediately call them like, listen, not to be a dirtbag, but I am all for dumpster diving in that right now. Can you like, don't put anything else in there. Here's what I'm looking for. Here's why. And they know I do podcasts and a site and everything. They're like, all right, when you coming? Like about an hour or so. Okay, I'll be here waiting for you. Gave me like boxes and all. So one of the weird things I found, because I have like a ton of magazines just scattered through the house but one of the interesting things I found was this book. A bit has changed since 1995, we'll say, but talk about your 90s comics hype. So you want to be a comics retailer. And it is a 234 page book all about how to open up a comic store.
Wow.
What you need, like the volume, what you need to know, what you need to look into, who your supplier is, like everything for it. I can't imagine how dry this is to read, but I had to get it because it's people that in that 90s boom were like, oh, I can do this too. That's simple. I can sell comics as well.
Absolutely.
Like, that's what it was. There's all sorts of ads in the back for how to get funding. I can't imagine why. Or advertising, like, we'll advertise your new store. Oh, that's so nice. They just happen to be in here as well. It's so sweet of them. Like, it's clearly all a gimmick, but also in those magazines, which I don't know what box it's in right now, or I'd grab it. There is a magazine that's nothing but comic retailer news. Ooh. And they had a ton of those in there. And it's just like, hey, here's stuff that you are not supposed to tell the public, but you might want to up your orders on this book. You might want to do a little more for here. Here's a cool thing that works at this store. If you're buying 100 of this copy, you might want this comic. You might want to dump it down to 50 because they're not going to sell. Like all sorts of little things like that. So interesting because all this stuff got thrown out. Like these, right. They didn't care. They're like, I'm on to the next thing, or their stores shut down. So for me, it's just so much fun to discover this stuff.
Cool. So you got your own you're essentially building a comics library that are not comics.
Yeah.
That's
like
crazy.
I can't throw, if I find anything comics related, I'll grab it. This isn't fine. This is just to point out because I got the shelves behind me. I don't know what the Gintama manga is, but I found it for free. So I grabbed it because it was a comic thing. It's award-winning. Award for Excellence in Young Adult Literature from the American Library Situation, American-born Chinese. It's a comic, so I grabbed it. Like I have all sorts of stuff like that I'm just like, if it's comics related, I'm grabbing it and I'll figure it out later.
Figure out if you want to keep it or not. Yeah,
yep.
That's the whole way to preserve something is just to grab it before it hits the dumpster and figure out if you need one or not. Want it.
We have had long conversations about it at work because I had to go through stuff that we were getting rid of and it hurt. And I was like, I'm treating the books like they're rescue dogs. Like, I just want to take you all home with me. There was a long conversation about Kevin cannot take all this home.
All right. Well, I got a little haul I got through last weekend. We went up to Prattville and hit a couple antique malls and thrift stores. Again, I love, this is part of my collecting too, is the Garfield books. So I found 2 of those as I'm collecting that, trying to collect that whole run. And it's funny, like if you dig through the books and I see one that's like this, I know it's a Garfield, because there's really no other books that are laid out like this in the landscape style, and they shove them all in sideways, So that was fun to find that. How about some music? Of course, the singles. This is Kicks, Don't Close Your Eyes. And then, so I got some 45s too. I love the picture sleeves. And these three were pretty cool. This one I remember a friend having the Axel F theme from Beverly Hills Cop, and I love that sleeve, that wild colors there. How about Peter Cetera? Oh, but when you look at this side, it's so much better.
Oh, you're
the theme from Karate Kid 2. Right. This one had me excited. I immediately snatched it when I saw it sitting there staring at me. I think it was just $1. Back in 1980, I think it's 5. Yes, 85. The McDonald's Music Happy Meal featured 45s.
Really?
And this one has side A is If You're Happy and Little Bunny Foo Foo, and side B is the Ronald McDonald one-man band. The interesting thing is with these, on the back you got a little rebate here in the middle for Fisher Price toys, and it's all the music toys, if you can see here.
Oh, all right.
You got the little recorders down there. I think those are some music sets. And then, the classic turntable, kids turntable.
Oh, that thing, yeah.
But this actually cuts out right here. It's perforated. So you'd pop that out, write down your rebate, what you bought, and throw in your UPCs, and you got up to $25 in rebates from McDonald's.
Well, also like 85, like that's saying something too.
Right. So seeing that, I was like, oh man, I gotta grab that. All right, a few more books. I found, I'll save that one for last. A puzzle book with Mighty Mouse, not been used. I mean, it's all black and white. It's back in the 1980 was when that came out. The adaptation of Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Ooh.
For 75 cents, marked down from $1.25. This one does have some images in there too, so you can kind of read and follow along. I was trying to remember if this was a franchise or a series of books. Robot Man and His Friends.
Ooh, I have that book.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
I had
a toy line and everything. Yeah.
Did they? Okay, because I looked at the characters and I was like, I should know these. They look familiar. But I had to pick it up because it was 80s, and I'll do the research later.
Yeah.
My favorite find. How about a fun novelization? Jiggle All the Way.
And Turboman is back in stores. You have the Turboman.
The Turboman, yes. There's no pictures in this one at all.
Oh, that's a shame.
So it's just all the the novelization. We'll have to see if Paxton Holly wants to review that one. That cracked me up. I had to buy it. That's so we're gonna go through just maybe a one part of our collection and show off a bunch of things kind of in that set that we like to collect. Let's start with Adam. What you got, Adam?
So I have what I'm titling my unintentional collection. This is something that I've managed to accumulate everything in this collection in just such a strange way. Some of it has just been friends found it for me. Some of it has been through doing RD's retro detention. So and that is 80s lunchboxes. Okay?
Oh my god!
I never set out to collect these. Of course, I love them. The nostalgia. There's a Transformers thermos and all that there. So got that one, but I have them from all different eras and all different franchises Okay, like here is laser tag.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Still with the tag on it and
Oh
Aladdin
wow.
lunchbox.
Oh wow.
I mean, this is old school, but it's still in there again. We got the nice thermos still in good shape and looking good. Now sometimes
that's just crazy. I would always try to. I see lunchboxes all the time, and usually they're all rusted out. There's no thermos, and they want like $25 for them. And I've never pulled the trigger.
The difference here is that these are all plastic, and and a lot of them have actually come from trades as well.
Okay.
So like the Transformers one I got from Chad over at Horror Movie Barbecue. This one came from at Logan77 on Twitter, my buddy over there. So he knew I love Ghostbusters 2. He found this and hit me up.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Twin Towers on it too.
It does, yeah, it has the Twin Towers right there. I mean, it's old school. And I love this one so much. No thermos for this, unfortunately. But of course, one of my main collections, the Shadow. Okay, so the Shadow actually fully merchandised that movie, despite how it was received or perceived. But love the thermos on this. There's some great.
That's pretty.
Man,
graphics there. Love it. And then just two more, actually three more here. Like again, I don't know how I accumulated so many. Okay, I got Alf. Okay, so there he is. Take Alf to school. Speaking of little furry things, fur skins. This is actually my wife's elementary school lunchbox. And fur skins, for those who don't know, I did a little research. They were the teddy bear version of Cabbage Patch Kids. So they came from the same company. And last one here, those were mostly 80s. So now we're going to the 90s. That's right. Toxic Crusaders.
Wow.
Yeah, we got the.
I think that's got to be the craziest R-rated turned into a kid's cartoon.
How did they do it? But yeah, so lunchboxes from the 80s and 90s. Why do I have them? I don't know, but I do.
Yeah. You got any metal ones, or are they all plastic?
All plastic. Although I do have, by the way, here's a Captain Planet thermos. I have no lunchbox for that. This is my original, my childhood Masters of the Universe thermos. I did have the metal lunchbox at some point, but it's gone. And also with my Dick Tracy collection over here, here's my Dick Tracy thermos. So
nice. I think I had that Masters of the Universe one as well.
It's a classic.
It's awesome.
All right, Kevin, show off something from your collection.
So everyone knows I work at a library, but one of the things that people don't know is because of it, I get to go to other ones for various reasons. And a lot of them have used book areas, sale up front, they'll stand, whatever, usually right where I need to go by the entrance. So I'm walking by it anyways. A lot of times I'm with a coworker. Everyone knows how obsessed I am with stuff. And I'm going to the bathroom. You have until I'm out. That's all the time you got. And then we got to get going. We're on the clock. Fine. That's all right. Even with that tight time window, I have found so much stuff because the ones I could have to visit for any reason cover 3 different counties in the area of towns and cities of various sizes. So I'm going to find something that I immediately go, oh my God, I have to get that the rest of that community could have passed 100 times because they're just not into it. And I wouldn't have discovered otherwise. So I got 2 right in front of me, and then I'm going to have to reach behind just because it's ridiculous. But out of nowhere, I found 2 collections of Walt Kelly's Pogo. Now, if you listen to Wizards, I know they loved Bone when they read that. Absolutely. Everyone when Bone was big was said, oh, it's Pogo. It's Pogo for a new generation. And it is. And these are so good. Absolutely gorgeous art in it, collected. And they wouldn't have called them graphic novels at all. It was probably just like, comics for kids or something like that. But honestly, I think Pogo was ahead of its time. There's a ton here. It was wait, hang on. I thought it was autographed for a second. I almost lost my mind. I almost lost my mind. This is reprint from 79, originally from 58. Other ones probably around the same. I mean, there's no good reason those should have been there. For a comic person like me, I flipped out. But for that community, they just didn't care. It's all right.
Right.
This one I could see, though. Hang on one second. Because I need to show how ridiculous this is. This is some manga series that looks absolutely...
Sorry, my power's coming back on here.
Ooh.
A little loud.
Dance in the Vampire Bund?
Yep. So, might have to put a tag here. So we just... That's fine. then we're getting spicy.
Yeah.
And this one a bit too. So it's just standard, manga craziness and all. But I walked by and I saw it and I thought, crap. I don't have, I knew how much they were charging per book. And I was like, I don't have the cash on me because I bought something else earlier in the day. I go, but these look ridiculous. I have to have them. And the library exec said, take them. We don't know where they came from.
Wow.
No one wants these. They've been sitting here forever. Get rid of them for us. So I grabbed the whole thing because, now I have to find somewhere to keep all of this.
Right.
I don't even know if it's any good. I saw comic stuff and they said free, and I said yes.
That's awesome.
All it takes for me. So that is my library. I'll call it my library discoveries, my work discoveries. Things I would have. Pogo, I probably would have gotten my own no matter what. This manga, not a chance. I wouldn't have gone out to a bookstore for it or anything. But discovering stuff like that, so much fun. Love it.
Cool. Yeah, you can't beat free. I mean, just take the stuff. Get it out of here,
Yeah.
You're the king of that, Kevin. I mean...
happens a lot. Happens a lot. I love this job. I started to add up a haul I don't know if I can tell on video about because of how it happened, but you guys know. I started adding it up and I stopped when I was at $2,000 worth.
Wow.
Cover price for stuff. I'm I don't know where it came from. I know nothing. Showed up at my door.
All right, well, I'm going to get through something real quickly, but there's a lot of it, and I'm just going to show you stacks of stuff as we're trying to wrap things up here. One of the most nostalgic things for me is the book and record sets, and I just love collecting those. It was just such a trip in time when I listened to the stories and I got the actual record on, and because I used to do that as a kid. So I've got many book and record sets to the point where I'm on Discogs now documenting everything, so I know exactly what I have. It's gotten that kind of out of hand, but it's the traditional ones, the 45 in books. I'll show you a stack. Here is one stack that's mainly Disney.
Oh geez, Jason, come on. Oh man.
One stack. I mean, this is mainly all the old Disney. There's some little Golden Book stuff in there too. Smokey and the Bear, The Ugly Duckling, Wizard of Oz, Bambi, that kind of thing. But I'm looking for stuff in my era too. Oh, and I did get a whole bunch of Charlie Brown. I don't know how many's in this whole set, but I've got, I think, 10 there. I'm looking for stuff in my era, the 80s era, So as I squeeze over here, the bad thing about collecting book and records or book and tapes is you'll find books and you'll find the tapes. Trying to match them up, they're not always together. So I got a bunch that I do not have the audio for, like this Rambo,
Whoa.
Dukes of Hazzard, GoBots. These I do have in here. The two Raiders of the Lost Ark and Temple of Doom. Some of these Masters of the Universe ones I'm missing. The He-Man, She-Ra, Secret of the Sword. Oh. There's Rocky's Book of Sportsmanship. I do have the other couple Star Wars and the Thundercats. That was a tape. Ooh. So I'm always digging through random cassettes and stuff, hoping that I'll find things. the other ones that I've started collecting are the comic books. So you got the comic books with the record inside. Wonder Woman. There's Spider-Man. Wow. Trying to get there. All right. Star Trek. Superman. Planet of the Apes and the Hulk. And then this one was a fun one I still have in the package. I haven't got out yet. There's The Last Crusade. So I do have all 3 of Indiana Jones, except this one is the cassette and the other 2 are the records.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, the Hulk at Bay and that Spider-Man versus the Dragon Man, like I have a double-sided cassette that I remember I still have the books that came with both of those books and then the cassette. Like, great.
And then besides the Kojak one that I've shown off, I have this one, Walt Disney, Island at the Top of the World. I've yet to listen to it. I don't know if it was based on maybe a movie or one of their, Saturday or Sunday movies that they would do, Wonderful World of Disney. That's really, besides that one and the Kojak one, is the only ones that I have in that LP size. So I'm always hunting those. And then here's just another little stack of them.
Wow.
A little bit.
These ones, I'll go through a few of these. I've got the complete set of the Gremlins book, and there's 5 of those. I've got 3 of the 4 Mr. T.
Oh my God.
I think I sent you this one, right, Adam, recently?
Right here, yeah.
I still have another book of that. This one was great. An older G.I. Joe. This is back before the Real American Hero.
Yeah, 60s era. That's cool.
Search for the Stolen Idol. The record on that one's pretty messed up. But I've got Star Wars, so the Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, Planet of the Hoojibs, and the Ewok Adventure.
Oh.
And then some other random ones. There's a Popeye one. Muppets Take Manhattan. And then I do have quite a bit of the older ones as well. The Hansel and Gretel, the classic stories, Ugly Duckling, Little Red Riding Hood, The Hobbit.
Ooh.
So, yeah, I kind of went overboard. And actually, I've gotten pretty good deals on the ones that I have bought in lots, because I'm constantly on the Goodwill site, the shopgoodwill.com, and it's almost like early eBay, because nobody really knows how to price things. Nobody knows how to describe things, so you can find auctions that are obscure ones that you'll see. Like there was I think they called it a Matchbox lot. And you scroll through the pictures, and there's a ton of old, like, Real American Hero figures in there. I'm like, okay, I'll bid on this. So I'm over there, and that's where I've gotten a good bit of those old ones, and dirt cheap. I mean, like less than $1 a piece. You can't beat that really anywhere, especially the older ones. Those are...
Sorry, I apologize. I had to look. Yeah, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, it's not quite as user friendly as eBay, but and there are people out there that are particularly looking for like Masters of the Universe figures, because those auctions go way up really fast. So it's hard to search for specific stuff. But when I'm looking for something in a lot, like even like trading cards, I've found on there, and you're buying in bulk, you can really save some money checking that out. So that's another little side tip. But anyway, that's most of my book and record collection. So I probably have about 75 or 80 total in that little part of my collection. So that's a little inside look. I think we should do this again, and just try to do some themes around stuff in our collection, because we could all probably do a 24-hour feed and not get through half of the stuff that we have, but anyway, I think that's going to do it for now, unless you guys have anything else you want to add for this episode. Okay. Oh, and I did find right up here is a Kool-Aid pitcher
That's beautiful.
Anybody
yeah.
knows where this came from? I would love some information. I can't find it on eBay. I can't find it anywhere. But it's a little Kool-Aid pitcher. It's got a little spout and just a pull-off top. You know, put your Kool-Aid in, take with you to the beach or whatever, little beach pail, and pour it out with the Kool-Aid logo on there. So.
You know what it looks like, and Adam would probably agree. It looks like when there's a Kool-Aid ad in a comic, and it says if you send away like X amount of UPCs and a couple bucks shipping and handling, we'll send you one of these things on this list. That's what it looks like. Like it came from one of those things.
Yeah, and I've looked at even like old, the Kool-Aid Points catalog or the those little ads that were in comic books and stuff. I still can't find a yellow pitcher, yellow barrel jug, or I can't find it anyway. Side note there, but this was fun, guys. Man, this was great. I love doing this.
We are at no loss for all three of us finding cool stuff.
I don't think so. All right, well, we'll take our leave for now, and thank you guys for watching. Make sure you're subscribed to TRN TV, the Retro Network, and we'll see you next time on the Thrift Store Horde.